Ah, Miami Vice, the show that once sold us pastel dreams, fast boats, and the ideas that fighting crime could look this good. Seasons 1 and 2, pure as 80s escapism. Neon lights, Phil Collins anthems, and Crockett's Daytona roaring like it owned the night. Then comes 1986, where season 3 hits, and suddenly it's like someone spiked the coconut water with pure nihilism. Michael Mann dips out for movies. Dick Wolf slides in with his rip from the headlines grimness, and poof, the show's palette goes from bubblegum pink to funeral blue. Oh joy, this is the season where glamour takes a dirt nap, and we're left wondering if anyone's actually winning the war on drugs or anything. Look, the warning signs are blatant. Opening credits swap explosive pink for cold blue, subtle as a sledgehammer. Fewer beach babes and boat chases, more shadowy adults, pouring rain, and Jan Hammer's scores that sound like a hangover set to music. Pop hits replaced by brooding rock tracks that basically whisper, "Life sucks." Victories? More like moral quagmires where the bad guys slink away, innocents get crushed, and our heroes stare into the void. Season 3 just doesn't go dark, it wallows in it, tackling terrorism, war crimes, corruption, and post traumatic stress disorder. When most TV was still serving fluffy sitcoms, Miami Vice said, nah, we're good. Brave? Sure. Fun? Well, suffice to say, your mileage may vary. This season's got 24 gut punches disguised as episodes. Here's a sampler of the misery, so wallow in it. Irish eyes are crying. The premiere episode where Gina falls for Liam Neeson's charming IRA terrorist. More ambiguity galore because nothing says romance like gun running for freedom. And bonus content is Crockett's beloved Daytona Spider getting blown to Kingdom Come. Symbolism much? Goodbye, old flashy Vice. Stone's War. Ira Stone's back with footage of U.S. mercenaries playing dirty in Nicaragua. Because why not drag Reagan era controversies into prime time? Crockett protects his paranoid pal from old nemesis Maynard. Spoiler, no one feels good afterwards. Killshot. Highlight drama turns deadly when a star player's coke habit gets him framed and whacked by a palada to the head. Blackmail, betrayal, off-screen gunshots. Classic Vice ending with Crockett yelling, "No!" into the void. Being Crockett's friend? That's career suicide. The Good Collar. Crockett mentors a high school football kid tangled in heroin. Prosecution wants the teen to snitch on a 15-year-old kingpin. Dreams crushed, lines blurred, because saving one kid means dooming another. How uplifting. El Viejo. Willie Nelson, as a grizzled ex-Texas Ranger, hijacks a coke deal for personal vengeance. Crockett and Tubbs babysit the stubborn old bastard chasing a Bolivian psycho. Vigilantism wins the day because the system works great, right? As a footnote, this particular episode featured two major needle drops from Bon Jovi and Depeche Mode. The latter, Flies on the Windscreen, is my personal pick. Forgive us our deaths. Crockett fights to free a death row inmate he helped convict. Turns out the guy is maybe innocent. Political DA couldn't care less. Cue soul searching and a killer twist that plants seeds for future Crockett meltdowns. Justice? What's that? Down for the Counts Part 1 and 2. Boxing sting gone wrong. Zito undercover gets too close and BAM! Permanent exit stage left. The squad's grief turned to rage, but taking down the crooked promoter feels hollow. First major cast death, thanks for the trauma, season 3. Now behind the scenes are Down for the Count. This wasn't just a narrative choice, it was actually contractual. Actor John Deal, who was tired of typecasting after 2 seasons, pushed to exit for film and theater gigs as well as boxing. NBC made him stick around for 7 more episodes, but his frustration boiled over. The boxing plot was tailored to write him out dramatically, freeing Deal for roles in films like Nixon and Stargate. He later reflected on it without regret, calling Miami Vice a grip he escaped for richer opportunities. Deal even threw a mock funeral party with guests in black to celebrate his liberation. Critics and fans were split. Some declared it as depressing, others praised the emotional depth. It boosted ratings temporarily, but signaled Vice's slide from pop phenomenon to prestige drama precursor. While his end wasn't the flashiest in television history, as in no slow mo heroics, its irony and intimacy made it iconic. In a show about Vice's glamour, his unglamorous overdose strips away the facade, forcing viewers to confront the human cost. It influenced later crime shows' willingness to kill regulars, whether it's The Sopranos, The Wire, or especially The Shield, proving stakes matter. For a series that started with style over substance, Zito's death proves substance could hurt like hell. In the end, it's not just a plot point, it's Miami Vice admitting the party's over and the hangover's fatal. Now look, we spent the whole video essay dragging season 3 through the mud for being a relentless parade of depression, PTSD, and why bother nihilism. Zito's dead, Crockett's brooding harder than ever, and every episode ends like someone just kicked your puppy. But then, like a glorious fever dream slapped onto network TV, comes Viking Bikers from Hell, which is my personal favorite guilty pleasure pick because sometimes, after all that soul crushing realism, you just need Miami Vice to go full batshit insane and deliver a grindhouse exploitation explosion fest. And damn, does this one deliver. The plot: Crockett accidentally offs a biker drug dealer during a sting. Oops. So his psycho pals, led by the impeccably named Rob Gustafson, roll into Miami on a revenge rampage, systematically murdering everyone who ever breathed near the guy. And leading the charge is none other than Red Brown, the man who once played Captain America in those gloriously low-budget 1979 CBS television movies. You know, the one where Cap rides a motorcycle instead of throwing a shield because budgets. Here he is, trading the Star-Spangled Banner for leather and Viking Valhalla delusions, screaming about warrior heaven while sniping dudes at birthday parties, with one poor sap face planting into his own cake. It's peak 80s excess, sociopathic bikers with grenade launchers, fake surrenders, rocket launchers blowing up SWAT vans, and a finale where Crockett goes full hand-to-hand brawl with Captain America gone rogue. And coincidentally, Don Johnson did the voiceovers for Lieutenant Falcon of G.I. Joe, the movie. What better way to celebrate an episode where two real American heroes duke it out? Written under the pseudonym by John Milius, the macho legend behind Apocalypse Now and Red Dawn, this episode ditches the brooding moral ambiguity for cartoonish, over-the-top violence. We're talking implausible stunts, rep jumps, a police blockade, and what magically switches from street bike to dirt bike midair. Endless shootouts with more bullets than sense, and a gang so small yet terrifyingly invincible they feel like Terminators on Harleys. It's denser, wackier, and utterly ridiculous compared to the season's usual life is pain vibe. Critics whine it's too cartoonish? Good. After episodes where innocents die pointlessly and heroes question their existence, this is a cathartic palate cleanser. Pure, dumb fun wrapped in neon and Jeff Beck guitar riffs. Is this the best episode? Hell no. It's shockingly as sin. But in a season drowning in despair, Viking Bikers from Hell is a life raft of ludicrous action that reminds you why we love Miami Vice in the first place. Style, explosions, and zero apologies. Red Brown yelling his way to Valhalla while Don Johnson grunts through a brutal fistfight. Chef's kiss. If season 3 wanted to depress us, this is the one episode that flips the switch and flips the bird and says, nah, let's just blow shit up. My favorite, or one of my favorites, absolutely, because sometimes nihilism needs a Viking helmet wearing Captain America to punch it in the face. Other endings sting, heroes lose, evil smirks. Why it's the darkest and why it kinda rules? Or ruins your night? Later seasons dabble into amnesia arc and lighten up, or just get weird. But season 3, unapologetic gloomfest. It pushed network television into prestige territory, influencing gritty dramas for decades. Fans whined it was depressing. Others called it the peak. Me, It's the most haunting because it dares to say in this corrupt paradise, everyone's losing. The real vice? Hope. Personally, I enjoyed season 3 out of most of the seasons. So, again, your mileage may vary. This season didn't just dim the neon, it shattered it. Darkest ever, damn right. Because sometimes the truth hurts more than a highlight ball to the skull. Alright, that's it. We've dragged you through the darkest, most soul crushing season of Miami Vice, the one that traded pastel dreams for existential nightmares and killed off Zito just to twist the knife. If you somehow enjoyed this descent into 1986 nihilism, congratulations. You might need therapy. And if this video made you feel slightly less optimistic about life, do me a solid, smash that like button. Really lean into it, pretend it's Guzman's face. Bonus points if they still think Miami Vice is just that show with the cool cars and Phil Collins. And if you haven't already, subscribe because nothing says I'm committed to bleak television analysis like hitting that bell for more reminders that hope is a lie and the bad guys usually win. Thanks for watching, and until next time.